it's Jen, and let's talk about this smartwatch today. So, I was gifted this by the brand, and it's always fun to try out new smartwatches just to see what they're capable of. So, there's a few things you should know about this one before you hit buy. So, one of the first things right out of the package is that it did need to be charged, which is totally fine. And this is what the charger looks like. So, it's one of these little magnet ones that just hooks like right here on the back. So it does have to be going the right way. It's not going to stick if it's the wrong way, but it's easy enough to connect. It's small, it's sleek. And then the other side is like a USB. So you could connect this to your computer. A lot of us have charging like block things that you just connect this to. So it doesn't come with the piece that connects to the wall. However, it does have this cord. So that part is really sleek. It also comes with a spare band. It is the exact same size. So it's just like if this one gets worn or heavily used, looks rough, whatever it is, you can switch out the band. And switching out the band is actually really, really easy. It's one of these that has the little like pull things here. So you just have to pull that little like metal piece over and it comes right out. So then you just put it back in. You're going to slide that over again. Little tricky if you have long fingernails. Let me get that in. And then the straps are just really adjustable. Okay. So what I also like about it is my kids sometimes like to wear smartwatches like this. And sometimes I find myself, depending on the smartwatch, having to like make extra holes for them. Or if you have a small wrist, this one can fit them on like that smallest hole. Okay. So this does fit some small wrists, but then it does get pretty big as well if you have a larger wrist. So love the ability of how much that can move. All right, so let's look at the actual watch here. This is pretty comfortable to wear. It's like a rubberized, silicone strap. So here is like the main like watch face. There are tons of other options in the app, and I'll walk you through the app in a little bit too, just so you can see all of that. But this shows like up here, I can see like steps. This version does not show me like exactly how many steps, but I can switch the watch face out so I could see that if that was important to me. It also quickly can tell me like my heart rate. I can make a phone call here, go into this, and then calories burned today. It can show me the weather. If I click this little weather spot, which I love, tells me like strong UV, all of those different things. There's music in here. It tracks your sleep as well, so you can look at that piece. And then over here, oh, failing to measure, but it would show you my oxygen. Okay. So I'm going to put it on my wrist so I can actually like show you some of those things. Some of them just won't show up on the watch. Well, it's not on you, which makes sense because it's not able to measure that. So now that I'm wearing this watch, I can actually walk you through some of this a little better. So if I hit this, like this one right here, it's blood oxygen, and you can see it's measured a few different times today and tells you like your minimum and your maximum. You're also able to hit these little buttons and it'll tell you exactly what those things are. You can also swipe and see like daily exercise here. It tells you like calories burned, distance, steps, all of these things. And it tracks weekly data as well. If you hit this there's a little button on the side here. It takes you back to the main page. So I have had this on for probably like 5 hours today, and I'm only down to 94% on the battery. Now, I haven't been using the screen a whole ton. I've mostly just been using it and, being out and about. I think if you use the screen a lot, obviously that's going to go down faster, but works really, really well. So you can kind of swipe up and see like your messages if you want. You can connect this to your phone. Over to the side, you can kind of go into more of these details. You could set alarms, have tons of different options here. So now also, if you hit the side button, this is just another way to see everything. You can track heart rate, stress, training, blood oxygen, sleep, music, weather, alarm clock, mood, breathing, voice assistant. So voice assistant, I will tell you, it does not do things like on your watch, but you can talk to it through your watch, and then it will, if your phone is nearby, your phone will do like the AI voice assistant things. Game toolbox settings, tons and tons of options here. Honestly, for me, the biggest one I use on these things is that training. So there it is. So going in here and choosing like whatever it is, whatever activity you're doing, there's so many in here. So even I just saw like an outdoor walk. To find that one again. Outdoor walk. You can hit that and it will go ahead and start it for you. And it's going to track your heart rate, how long you're doing it for, calories, distance, steps, pace, all of that good stuff. You can swipe over to music while you're walking. You can use this piece as like the stopwatch for how long that's working. And then when you're done, you just hit stop I don't have enough data to save there. That's fine. And we can get out of that piece. Now, another thing I really love and is an important spot to go is to check out the toolbox here. There's actually a stopwatch in here. I think a lot of people miss this. So there's a stopwatch in here, timer. Find phone is huge for me as well because it syncs up to your phone and will make noises so you're able to find your phone. It's got a flashlight, remote camera, calculator. So a lot of fun extra options in this toolbox section for you to be able to use. So I'll show you the app as well, just so you can see how this kind of tracks everything and all of the options that you have there. Starting and stopping the stopwatch is just from this little side button, but otherwise we can reset or even just hold this button down and, well, somehow get out of this. There we go. Overall, this smartwatch seems to do a ton of stuff, works really well, can track, like I said, your steps, lots of extra data, and is pretty comfortable. So hopefully this was helpful. Okay, guys, so here is the app for this smartwatch. So you can see right up at the top shows you like total steps for the day, your target, and then heart rate recording throughout the day, how it kind of goes up and down, blood oxygen record, stress level. You can turn a bunch of these options on or off if you want to, but I just want you to be able to see that they are here and you're able to kind of see all of those things. Then if you go into sports over here, this is where like if you go for an outdoor run, you're going to be able to see a variety of different things in this part of the app. Sliding over to device, here's where you can turn on all those different things. Watch faces, here is like I told you, you can kind of decide what you want it to look like. There's some really cool options in here, some really pretty ones, some ones that are more geared toward like fitness if that's what you're interested in. You can even slide down, there's some more like cutesy ones for kids as well. So lots and lots of options there too. Again, you can sync this up to your phone so that way you are able to receive calls on it, get texts, all of those things. Now keep in mind, like you're not paying for like a phone plan with this, so your phone just needs to be in somewhat close proximity so that way it's able to connect. If your phone's not close enough for the Bluetooth piece, you're not going to be able to get those calls. So just keep that in mind as well. But it does work pretty well in those situations. So if you want to see any of these like in more detail, you know, if I'm going to go into over here to me, you know, I can check in here and see like weekly. I can look at like the different, so here's going to pull everything in and compare things for you and tell you all of this stuff. I don't have a ton of information in here yet because I did just get this watch, but I like that option to be able to look at everything. Training plan, you can set your steps, you can change the units here, get friends on here, choose your cycle, which is really nice if you are menstruating. And then back in this main part here, again, you can look at like stress record and you can check this out like between days, see kind of how everything goes. Or like if you want to check your heart rate here, go into this and see, okay, what's going on here? Where's like my most stressful times during the day? Even steps as well. You touch any of these things and you're able to kind of look in more detail and just see what is going on, which days were you the most active, all of those pieces. I love being able to look at charts like this if that's your thing. Lots of options for that in here. The app is pretty straightforward, easy to use, and hopefully you were able to see that here and this is helpful.